Hello, Brandon here once more for another video. Sorry we missed Monday's video, had some technical difficulties with that one. My voice is a little bit scratchy, but I just received the full multi-track for the first song from the album that we released, The Clown and the Election, and I had the idea of maybe today I'll just do a quick, I'm just going to mix it. So I didn't mix the actual tracks for the album. That was done by, sorry, that was done by James, who also recorded us and engineered us and all that. So he also mixed it. The mixes were pretty good. Some things we didn't like about them, some things we do like about them. I don't really mix professionally or anything. In the past I've more mixed out of necessity for releasing my own stuff and saving a bit of money than as like a job or something too serious. So I don't claim to be an amazing mixer, but I feel like I'm not that bad. So yeah, what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to run through it, my process. And if you're watching this in the future and you're about to mix a Black Dime Cabaret song, we will have sent you this video as a way of being like, hey, this is what we like to hear in a mix. This is what we don't like to hear, in order to help you do a better job and make something that we're all very proud of. So here we have the tracks from The Clown and the Election. There's about 60 of them, a lot of harmonies here, and what I've already done is I've organized them, so color-coded them and grouped things together. So all of our vocals are here, our acoustic guitars, electric guitars are always in green, got synths, and actually I usually have piano as like white to represent the white piano keys. Then we've got trombones. I actually, like, these are all different, and I actually don't really know why or what they actually are, because I mean I gave one single trombone thing and now all of a sudden there's 4. So that will be interesting to delve into. I guess this video can also just serve as like a breakdown of all the parts of The Clown and the Election. Bass, we've recorded DI and an amp. I do know Luke wasn't 100% happy with his bass tones, so what we might try to do is reamp that. Not that I have that many bass amps in my collection. In fact, I only have one. And all the drums. Couple of rooms. Oh, left and right, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Yeah, so what I've already done is color-coded them. I've also just like, so when you import stems, it's like, it just looks like this, like one massive like file. So what I do first is I just go through it all and get rid of like the blank space, because when you're mixing, you know, mixing is pretty hard, especially when you're mixing BDC where there's so many tracks. You don't want to be looking at anything that you don't really need. So I always get rid of the white space. Another thing I do is I just do a bit of gain staging, adjusting the clip gain. So the clip gain is just the gain on the individual thing. So that way I'm not using any plugins to do that. So I'm keeping my plugin channels very clean. And I just, like, again, I don't know if I do this right, but this is how I do it. I try to adjust the gain so that when it's like going, it kind of lands around the 0 mark. But I don't do it too detailed. Like, for example, this part's loud, so that's closer there, closer to the 0. This stuff isn't, but I don't really care too much. So that's that. Don't need that anymore. This post plugin here, don't worry about it. That's just me sending the audio to OBS. Alright, so we've got a clean slate. What I do next is chuck everything to 0 volume, and we're going to just do a pass where we adjust the volume, levels, panning, all that. No plugins or EQ or anything just yet. This is going to be a little bit interesting because when I'm doing my own stuff, I don't really use actual real drums. I use Superior Drummer, and I've been using Superior Drummer since I started recording music in 2012. So, I mean, once you go Superior Drummer, everything else is inferior, as they say. These haven't really been organized well, so I've always... The way I arrange my drums is the higher elements, like the brighter elements, like overheads, hi-hats, snare, ride, go at the top, and then we get to mid, like rack, floor, kick in, kick out, and room. The lower down you go. So I feel like that's pretty natural. So here are the overheads. Wait, that's not what I do. I usually start with kick, actually. So here's the kick. And I try to get kick and snare to like, that's like the loudest point of the song. That's where my ceiling is going to be. And I usually try to set the ceiling at like -6, -10 output. So I have plenty of headroom. And then you go... Now there are 2 snares here. So when James has named these, he's named a lot of them like dup. I have no idea what that means. Duplicated? That's all I can think of. But why would that be there? So here's like regular snare. They sound the same to me. When I'm mixing my own stuff with Superior Drummer, I usually do like snare top and snare bottom. Snare top usually gives you like the body of the snare. Snare bottom gives you like the crackle of the snare, the high end. I probably won't like go too detailed in this video, but like I'd almost think of just resampling the snare. But yeah, so we start off with kick and snare. Yeah, just whatever. Doesn't have to be like that good. Then let's go like... Oh wait, kick out. I haven't done that yet. Almost don't need kick out. It kind of sounds pretty gross. Hats, I usually pan these like left a little bit. Snares always pan center for me. Same with kick. This is going to test me because where's the ride? To the right or to the left? I'm pretty sure it's to the right. I don't really usually separate the ride as its own microphone. Good, actually pretty good though, because like I would like to make that a bit quieter. I feel like sometimes the ride's just too loud. the rack tom and the floor tom are two instruments that I don't care about that much, like in terms of doing much to them. I usually send like, I don't know, because like I did a song recently where like the rack was like panned left and like floor was like panned hard right, and it sounded really good. But that's not really usually what I do. I think for clown it would work though. Now I know he's got a lot of cymbals happening in the chorus. So you got something like that, I guess. Just checking these levels here. Yeah, pretty good. Rooms. Yeah, I usually use room mics, and I just have them super low. They just sound like that. These are actually a bit brighter than I usually am used to, so I'll probably EQ all the high end out of that. They actually almost sound like overheads. I guess my thought process with room mics is it just adds a sense of the room, pretty obviously. It makes them more lively, I guess. I don't really know. Okay, so there we've got a basic drum mix. Then you add bass. Now, bass amp. I don't mind that sound. What I like about my bass is a bit of high-end like crunchiness to it. I think what happened in the final mix was, I don't know what we ended up using, but it sounds like we used something very dark like that. Like this is a more interesting bass tone to me. And this sounds, I mean that's DI obviously, but like if I chucked that through my one bass amp, bass deluxe, which I don't really use that much. That probably sounds better. Yeah, I think that sounds better. Okay, one thing about mixing Black Dime Cabaret, and to be honest, I think it's not just Black Dime Cabaret, like, it should just be for every song. Like, don't mix the bass too loud, because, like, I think what happens when you do that is if you try to turn up the volume, like, if you want to blast the song and the bass is a bit too loud, you're gonna, like, if the bass is like this, and you want to blast the song, the bass is going to get so powerful and massive that you're going to get to a point where bass is too loud, but all the other instruments you still want to be a bit louder. So I would like to turn the bass like pretty low so that you can still turn everything up and really get the level, like the really thick volume the guts of it that you want. Like you can still hear this bass very clearly, and it's pretty quiet. I might even turn it even quieter. That's not the right one. Hold on. Oh yeah, it is. Here it is. And then there's a lot of buzzing on that, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I have no like I have no what's the word? If I'm not using a track, I don't care to keep it. I'll just get rid of it. Yeah, chuck a bunch of compression and stuff on it as well, because you can still hear it. That's pretty quiet. You can also just isolate. Kick and bass should sort of be the same level-ish. Let's go electric guitars. Now, electric guitars still need to be loud. They can't just be, like, no volume. So, here's the intro. Oh, let's go chorus, actually. Now, I've got left and right, so I'm just gonna call this, like, left and right. And we'll start with like an 85 pan. But this chorus, whatever, screw it. Chorus hard, left, hard, right. When I first started doing music, I always like did my guitars hard left, hard right. The more I'm around like other people who mix, I realize that's not like what people really like to do. I don't know, but I'd still do it. I don't think my performance was that good, to be honest. There's nothing you can do about that. Those hi-hats are pretty loud. Now, another thing is I like to use acoustic guitars also in the... Maybe that really is a duplicate. It is, like it's the same track. Which is not what I want. Goodbye. So I'm gonna... This is like chorus acoustic. And you know what? Screw it. Let's just check this to the right. And what I'll do with these is just cut all the lows out. So it's just the textural, bright high end. And then what I'll do is this needs to be a different track, I think. Because this needs to be like panned harder. And this is B guitar. I know you can like just automate this kind of stuff, but nah. I need to chuck these back on a different track. I like that. If I did go left right with it, how would it sound? I think these are too like shiny, whereas the mono, it's darker and like it sounds like it actually sounds how it should sound. This is, look, because like sometimes I just want, when I'm naming things, I usually name things like by the part. So like chorus guitars, verse guitar. I don't like do random numbers. Like this is the guitar. So, chorus right, and then pat. I didn't actually realize Pat was playing that part. Okay. It's hard to know the honest truth when all you hear are their lies. The curtain opens on an election cloud, cloudy, you didn't hear say. So I'm not like putting too much thought into things. I'm just trying to feel where everything needs to be.
Hold your cards close to your chest. Don't hold the lonely thoughts and joy left behind in the filth and debris. Hear the plague.
Now, Pat mentioned this in one of his videos. When we do additional orchestrations, like here's like a Hammond sort of keyboard, and we've got some trombones later on, this stuff needs to be up front. Like, you should be able to feel the body of the sound. It shouldn't just be completely high passed or super low. You should actually hear it like it's a feature. I gotta figure out what's happening with these trombones. It's weird. Weird. I just don't really know why they sound like this. I almost want to go back into what we originally had. Well, these are meant to be left-right anyway. I don't really know about that. Some bad editing there. I don't like how these sound so... Thing is, they almost sound like a French horn. Like... They sound really fake. I feel like these are the ones... These are the original ones. Except they have like reverb on them. I also don't want them to be stereo, so... I'm gonna get rid of this for now. I don't think these sound that great, so I'm gonna bury them a little bit.
The playgrounds relentlessly feast, embrace the unrest and unease.
These are the same. We don't need like left and right.
And with a waving face gives left behind in the filth and debris. Here the playgrounds relentlessly feast, embrace the unrest and unease. The loneliest hearts endure, left behind in the filth and debris. Here the playgrounds relentlessly feast, embrace the unrest and unease.
What the hell is that?
The man with the embrace the unrest and unease. The man with the race gives his life
Oh, that's not Pat playing it. That's just the bleed.
so desperately in need. When nefarious plans he haunts follows.
Alright, so we got piano. Let's do this. Oop. Don't know what happened there.
Embracing the Norfolk wants you down. You hear all their lies. The curtain opens on an cloudy. Redirection he had
Uh, they don't really glue into anything. What I could do is just get rid of that. Take those out.
To your chest. No one is safe anymore. No clown, no raven, no lady in the dark.
Okay, so we're making some progress here. So I just realized piano lows are literally only on one chorus. So I'm definitely going to get rid of those. There's also just like some chords in there that aren't right. I guess it's common knowledge if you're mixing, but like listen to it at different volumes because things sound good high at like loud volumes. That might sound, it might just be an illusion because we think loud things sound better. I think that's like another thing where like, so we recorded at James's studio. He's got like the world's biggest speakers. They're huge and they sound good, but they're massive and really loud. And for me, and I guess I'm pretty sure for the others too, it just like, it's hard to really judge anything. And then once, it's also hard to judge things at home because then you've grown, when you've grown so used to listening to something on those massive speakers, anything else, just by comparison, like if we listen all day to those massive speakers loud, then you get home that night and only have like, you know, you got to basically listen to the mix on your own speakers, and then you're back there the next day. It's really hard to judge things. So sometimes I just like, you know, just make, you don't need big speakers, because like really, who's gonna listen to music on speakers that big anyway? And most people don't even use speakers that are the quality of my speakers, which aren't even that good. Most people just listen to things on like AirPods or equivalent kind of hearing things, and even those are like high end. So, you know, I just don't really think there's much benefit to mixing on that kind of equipment, like, to be honest. I'm not a harmony guy. I don't really care for harmonies that much. And I also hate mixing them. Shoo! All I know is to pan them. But maybe even not.
It's hard to know the honest truth when all you hear are their lies.
I think Caitlin wants them to be hard panned. Or if not hard panned, at least like 80 something or 70. Something we sort of lost a little bit is these. So they're pretty much a pad. I almost wonder if maybe we don't need the Hammond there. I don't know. I don't really know how to pan these. Higher ones further out, maybe? They're mid. They're mid. Wait, these are low. These are low. Low. That's not left, that's low. Mid, I think. No. They're kind of the same. They're kind of swapping. But these are definitely high, so these are going to be my hard left and right, probably. They could all be hard left and right, actually. This is going to be leftish. And this is going to be almost like more bassy. You kind of always want like bass. These are nowhere near bass vocals, but like you kind of want lower things to be centered. That's why like kick and bass is always centered, nice and controlled, and doesn't weigh down the mix. I'm gonna send these straight to a bus. That seems nice and glued. Can still hear them pretty well. Wait a minute. Yeah, that just wasn't panned for some reason. We've also got our output sort of at it's in the range that I want it to be in, which is good. We're not really going to add much volume from this point on. It's going to be, if anything, we're probably going to reduce, we're going to partly reduce volume by EQing out certain frequencies, and then we're going to add overall track volume with like saturation and things, and we're going to tame the peaks, so the peaks will come down, the low end or like the mids will become thicker, which is like where the musical richness is, I think, and then the highs will be the highs. I know why we put this thing in, because we wanted verse 2 to be like an evolution over verse 1. I don't know if it works. I think it's the sound. Like, come on, that's a pretty ugly sound. These are super high. I don't know if it's centered. One thing I forgot to do, I usually mix into this SSL compressor. So I'm going to do that. Unless it makes things too bright, in which case I will mix into nothing. And just excuse me for a sec while I, first of all, find a preset, because I don't want to do it myself. There was one I used for my last song that I really liked. Or maybe I should just go CLA or Lily White. I think it was this one. And what I usually aim for is just like a 4 dB compression. I mean, that is adding a bit of volume. Alright. That's everything accounted for. And I got rid of this. Do I want that?
It's hard to know the honest truth when
I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna left and right these things. Just to see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that one, put that here, and then I'm gonna take this one and put that here. And then I'm gonna time them.
cuts close to your chest. Don't trust the other side. It's hard to know the honest truth when all you hear are their lies. Hold your cards close to your chest. Don't trust the other side. It's hard to know the honest truth. side. It's hard to know honest truth when all you hear are their lies. The curtain opens on an election now, clouded in hearsay and redirection. He has imperfection. 1,000 eyes keep watch on his town. Lord, look what you've done.
I think we have a pretty good rough mix here.
The unrest and unease. The man with the raven face gives his life to those so desperately in need. The nefarious plans he haunts follows, embracing lust and
Anyway, yeah, I might just end this video here because otherwise we're gonna be looking at a massive video because this is already an hour long. Will I edit it? Maybe not. Maybe I'll just do the raw because that's gonna be a pain to edit. But what we've got anyway is no EQ, no compression, no effects, no fancy gear being used, just like literally just these are just the tracks, panned and volume balanced. A couple of creative liberties taken to remove some things. I think I'm gonna stick to removing this because when it is there, there's a part of my brain that goes, ooh, so maybe it is just best to get rid of it. I like to call that philosophy inoffensive editing, or mixing, because I found quite often when I've given mixes to people to do, or I've listened back to things, there are offensive elements that, you know, in terms of, you know, the audio, something hurts or is uncomfortable to listen to, or a sound makes you, like, it takes you out of the song. Sometimes with a mix, it's best to just play it safe. All of the creativity, I mean, a mix should still feel like, it shouldn't feel stale and dull. There should be creative effects and creative efforts going into it. But it has to feel like a cohesive song. Like, it has to feel like a real song, not something that's just like created, made up of like a million different random things that, even though they are creative and could sound interesting, it takes you out of it for a moment. And I think if any particular element takes you out of the song, whether it's bad mixing or bad instrument choice, then like just get rid of it. So that's my philosophy with this mix so far. I think it sounds pretty good. Like nothing's terrible about it. Now it's just about cleaning it up and making it actually sound good. So that's probably it for this video. Hope something has helped you. It probably isn't that enjoyable to watch, but thanks for watching anyway, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye.